Hey guys, welcome back to Watch Gauge. Today I received an email from a client who just purchased an NTH Catalina. With the NTH Catalina included are two premium NATO straps supplied by my good friend Marcus over at the Haglund Strap Company. For those of you not familiar with the Haglund Strap Company, Marcus created this brand of ultra fine NATO straps because his quest for the best NATO straps out there could not be fulfilled, so he went and created his own company. I will promise you, the Haglund NATO straps are easily the nicest NATO straps that I've ever had. So I want to give a big thank you to Marcus. So he supplied two NATO straps with every NTH Catalina, of which there are still a handful left. Not many, but a handful of Catalinas left. So today I got an email from a client of mine. He got his watch this week and he got the two straps. And I suppose he's not familiar with how to change from a bracelet to a strap because naturally the Catalina comes on a bracelet. So he was questioning whether the straps are actually for the Catalina. He said, you know, I got these two straps with my watch. Are they supposed to go on the Catalina if I choose to put them there? I said, sure. And he wasn't aware of how to actually remove the bracelet and put on the NATO straps. So I'm actually gonna put my bracelet back on this watch. This is my personal watch, obviously, and I'm gonna throw the bracelet that I've never even worn on it. I'm gonna throw it back on there, and we're gonna do a little demo on how to take off a bracelet and put a NATO strap on your watch. Here's all we need to change this watch from a bracelet to a NATO strap. Super easy and quick to do. So we have the NTH Catalina, which is actually the watch that my client messaged me about, where he was confused. He got two NATO straps with the Catalina and wanted to know, was the purpose to put on this watch? Yes, it was. So the client who bought this watch can wear it on a bracelet or either of the two NATOs that he got. As I mentioned before, this is a NATO from the Haglund Strap Company. The hardware on this is fantastic. Haglund name and logo and branding on very heavy duty hardware, and the strap itself is super high quality. This is one I've been wearing for a few weeks, so it may be a little worn looking, but super comfortable, super high quality. Honestly, one of the best NATO straps I've ever had in my possession. So we're going to take the bracelet off of the NTH Catalina and put the NATO on there. Anytime you're ever doing anything to your watch, whether it's changing links or removing or adding links, I should say, changing a strap, I always recommend the correct tools, the correct size screwdrivers if you're doing links. And in this particular case, I've got a strap changing tool from my good friends over at Bracelet. Picked this up at one of the events that I went to with them. But on one side, you've got a little forked prong here. On the other side, it's just a push pin. I'm going to show you how to use both of those. So this is my personal NTH Catalina. I never wore the bracelet, I never sized it. As a matter of fact, I never took the plastic off of it. I've been wearing on the Haglund strap for a few weeks now. I popped the bracelet back on just for the demonstration of changing the straps. Now, one of the things I really love about the NTH subs is the drilled lug holes. I happen to be a fan of drilled lug holes in a watch because I do change my straps quite often. It makes it a whole lot easier. But I'm going to show you how to remove the bracelet on one side using the drilled lug holes, and then I will remove the other side as if it didn't have drilled lug holes using the proper tools. Just a note, to remove a spring bar in drilled lug holes, you could actually use a fine paper clip or even a push pin if it's narrow enough to get into those holes. But again, in this case, I'll be using the tool that I have from Bracelet. So let's take off the one side here using the push pin side of the tool and the drilled lug hole. So I'm simply going to take the push end of this tool and I'm going to put it into the drilled lug hole here. Give it a little push in. When I do that, I'm going to, if you can see my thumb there, I'm going to put some tension on the center link of the bracelet. So I'm going to put a little tension this way, pushing toward the back of the watch. So I'll push the spring bar down into it. and give it a little bit of tension that way. It actually dislodged the spring bar inside of there. Now I'm going to flip it over, push the other side in. As I'm pushing down, boom. Super easy. You have to be careful that these spring bars don't shoot across the room. So you want to kind of protect where those holes are going to be. So again, I just simply put the tool into the drilled lug hole, pushed down on one side, flipped it over to the other. So that removed one side. Now let's pretend for a second that this watch did not have the drilled lug holes. So there are a lot of watches out there without drilled lug holes, so just to give you an idea how that works. On the back end of the bracelet, there are cutouts in these solid end links. I will use the forked side of the tool, and you can see the tips of the spring bars in here. So I'm actually going to put it in there. I'm going to get the forked end on the spring bar, and I'm going to push that direction. I'm going to push in toward the center of the link. So as I do that, again, I'm putting tension in this direction on the bracelet just to get, once that spring bar comes out of the hole on that side, just to keep it in place outside of the hole. So that's done. I'll do it to the other side. And bingo. So again, take the spring bar out and the bracelet is off. So now what we're gonna do is we want to move this bracelet out of the way and we want to install the NATO strap. You don't actually do anything with the strap until you put those spring bars back into the watch. So we're gonna take the watch. I'm going to take one end of the spring bar here. I'm gonna put one end into the inside of the lug hole there. Then what I do, I don't know if you can see this properly, but what I will do is I rest the spring bar against the back of the lug while the bottom end here is actually in the hole. This one is just resting against the lug. I'm actually going to guide it with my finger and my thumb. I'm going to push it down just a wee bit using the forked side of my spring bar tool until it goes on the inside of the lug. But now we have to find the hole. It's snapped in. Perfect. So now that spring bar is in there nice and tight. I always give it a little tug or two to make sure that it is indeed nice and tight in there. I'm going to do it again with the other side. I'm going to find the inside of the lug hole with the tip of the spring bar, rest the other side on top there. I'm going to push the spring bar in a wee bit. It's on the inside of the lug now, but it didn't snap into the hole. So I'm just going to guide it till it snaps into the hole. So now those spring bars are in there nice and tight. And now we have the watch with the spring bars. Now what we want to do is we want to install the NATO strap. Now the NATO strap has an opening here or two separate loops. We're actually going to unfeed the strap from that hardware there. You're going to take the tail end of the NATO strap, feed it in at 12 o'clock between the spring bar and the case. You're going to pull it through. Get it almost to the end here. You're going to feed that end piece again back up through the 6 o'clock side, through the back of the 6 o'clock side on the case, between the spring bar and the case. Pull that through. So now you have the NATO strap like so. You're going to feed that tail end through that piece of hardware on the short end. Pull it through, and bingo. Your NATO strap is installed. And just to complete the demonstration, I'll show you how to put it on. You lay the watch on your wrist, wrap the strap around, feed it through the buckle, find the hole that is appropriate, and then a lot of people question how to wear this tail end here. There's a few different ways. I take the tongue of the strap, put it through both. I've got a little piece hanging out here. I wrap it back underneath and tuck it in. NATO strap is installed, bracelet's off, and hopefully this was educational enough. Give you guys an idea how to remove the bracelet and throw on a NATO. I want to thank my client Peter for shooting me the message asking me if the straps went with the Catalina, therefore prompting me to want to do this quick demo. I was going to do the demo video and just send it to him directly, but I figured why not just throw it up on YouTube so it's always there should anybody else have questions. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Watch Gauge. Handful of the Catalinas left. We've got some great new brands. We've got Ocean Crawler, we've got Gavox, Martinero, and very shortly we'll be adding another 2 or 3 brands to Watch Gauge. As well as a ton of fantastic pieces from brands I've been carrying for a while, such as Boulder and Stratton and a handful of others. So jump over to Watch Gauge, check them out. Enjoy your watches, guys. Subscribe to this channel, like, share, follow us on Instagram as well as our Facebook page, and we will talk to you soon.